Hey, this is Linda from Happy Place Homestead, and I'm going to give you 3 healthy options for your Super Bowl party. I am not a fan of football, but I do love a good Super Bowl party. But the problem I find with Super Bowl parties is that a lot of times the food there is not really good for me. That they're not the kinds of foods that I would choose to eat. So I want to give you 3 healthy options that if you're going to throw your own Super Bowl party or if you're going to go to a Super Bowl party, you'll have something healthy to take with you. As I've done in previous videos, I'm going to make this super easy for you. I'm going to give you a thumbnail image of the entire recipe. So while it's on the screen, you take your phone and you do a screenshot of it so you have it in your photos and you can access it a lot easier for your grocery shopping and then to assemble the recipes. Okay, the first recipe I want to share with you is stuffed mushrooms. Now, I love mushrooms, but the problem with a lot of recipes for stuffed mushrooms is that they contain oftentimes seafood like crab, or they'll have sausage or some type of meat. Also, the other problem with this recipe in the past is that it involves using breadcrumbs. Well, I'm not using breadcrumbs anymore, and I really wanted a vegetarian option for the stuffed mushrooms. So this is why this is a healthy option, because there's no meat and no grain in the recipe. To make this recipe, you have to first start with cleaning your mushrooms. Now, they say the best way to clean a mushroom is with a damp paper towel, not to put them actually under the water, because mushrooms absorb liquid. They absorb the water. So you don't want to give it more water than you need in cleaning the mushrooms. You remove the stem, and then you prepare all the stuffing. The stuffing for the mushrooms include broccoli, carrots, some almond flour, and Parmesan cheese. So you chop all the vegetables. You want to chop them pretty small so they can fit in a tiny little thing of a mushroom cap, right? So that you don't want huge chunks of broccoli, so cut them pretty small. And then you shred the carrots pretty small also, really fine grate. And then you mix that up. We season it with some salt and a little bit of garlic powder. And then I use a little bit of almond flour as a mix to kind of mix it all together. In past years, I've used breadcrumbs, but like I said, I've kind of switched over to almond flour. The next ingredient is the Parmesan cheese. I like to use shredded, fresh Parmesan cheese, but whatever kind works for you is okay. And then you mix that into the vegetables. Once all these ingredients are mixed well together in a bowl, I melt butter and I drizzle it over and I stir it. The butter works as kind of the glue for the stuffing. It keeps it all nice and moist and all stuck together so that you can scoop it into the caps a lot easier. Also, butter tastes amazing. It makes it all taste so good. Once you have all your ingredients mixed together, you stuff them into the caps and then bake. You'll bake at 350 for about 20 minutes, but keep an eye on it. Okay, the next recipe I have for you is called guacamole sweet potato bites. Recently, my daughter Mary and I discovered these sweet potato toast things in a bag. It's sweet potatoes been sliced into a perfect little bite size. They were found in the freezer section. I will use these sweet potatoes as the base for my guacamole. So first, I will put them onto a tray and stick them in the toaster oven. While that's going on, I will make the guacamole. To make the guacamole, make sure you have good, ripe avocados. Not too ripe. You want them to be nice and green, firm, but a little soft. And then you smash it up, which is the hardest part, using a fork. I will use lime juice into the avocados. It works, one, to flavor it delicious, and then it also helps the avocado from turning brown. The seasonings I use are simply salt and garlic powder. I also add cilantro, fresh cilantro. Now, I know there's some of you guys out there who are bleh to cilantro, but I personally love it. I think it's necessary in Mexican, Tex-Mex type of meals. And so it belongs in guacamole. Once the sweet potato bites are done toasting and the guacamole is finished, then we just assemble. I put a scoop of guacamole on each little sweet potato piece, and they're ready to be served. The third recipe for you is deviled eggs. Most people know how to make deviled eggs. They're so easy. But what I love about them is that it's a good, quick, inexpensive, and healthy protein option, especially in cases of Super Bowl parties and where you're having to transport food somewhere. You don't have to have something hot. It can be served cold, and most people love deviled eggs. In our family, when I make them, if I think, oh my goodness, I need to use up a pack of eggs, I make deviled eggs and they're gone within seconds. For deviled eggs, you will need, obviously, hard-boiled eggs. You will need mayonnaise. And for my recipe, I like to put a little bit of sweet relish into it, some seasonings like salt and garlic powder, and then the final touch will be prepared horseradish. Some of you are thinking, what? But just hear me out on this. Horseradish adds just that little kick that makes these deviled eggs different than all your regular traditional deviled eggs. Now, the warning with the horseradish is not to use too much. Make sure you taste the mixture before you actually stuff the eggs. I want to make a note about the mayonnaise that I use for this. Again, my desire was to make recipes that were healthy. And so, in our new health journey, I have stopped using as much as I can manufactured oils. And so most mayonnaise is made from a vegetable oil, a canola oil, something of that sort. That's a manufactured oil that's not really good at all for your body. And so I have switched over to a mayonnaise that's made out of avocado oil, which is actually really good for you. It has a very different flavor, and some people might not like that. But in my journey towards health, I've decided that it's okay for something to taste different if I know it's so much better for me. So I will be using Primal Kitchen's paleo mayonnaise made with avocado oil as the base for this deviled eggs. The how-to in making deviled eggs is so easy. You have your hard-boiled eggs that you have to peel. Honestly, there is no magic solution. Some eggs are going to peel easier than others. And so you peel the eggs, dry them, and set them out, and then you cut them in half. You easily pull out the yolk, put that in a bowl, and mix it up with a fork. To the dry yolk, I add the seasonings, salt and garlic, and then I'll add about a tablespoon of sweet relish. Once the dry ingredients are all mixed up, then I add the mayonnaise. Then comes the horseradish. Start small. Start with a half a teaspoon. Add it, taste it, and keep going from there until you find the right amount of horseradish that you want to have in your deviled eggs. Then comes the easy part. We all know how to make deviled eggs, right? Take the yolk stuff and stick it in the egg. Simple as that. Once that's done, display it on a tray, and you have your finished deviled eggs with a little kick in them. So there you go. 3 healthy options for your Super Bowl party coming up. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any other recommendations for healthy options, leave them in the comment section below. Or if you've found some really great products like I have found that you think I might want to be interested in, post those in the comments below also. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.